I stepped onto the moon's dusty surface with the same confidence I used when pretending to know how to fix my apartment's heater. None at all, but with enough enthusiasm to fool myself. The research outpost loomed ahead, humming with scanners that made my hair stand on end. I was supposed to deliver a crate of nutrient packs, hand them over, and leave before anything weird happened. Naturally, something weird happened immediately, because the universe enjoys comedy more than I do. She appeared between two shimmering columns of blue light, as if she'd been printed out by the air itself. She looked mostly human, mostly, as in yes, she has 2 legs and eyes, but long ears shaped like elegant blades that twitched when she breathed. Those ears were the first thing pointed at me, and I wasn't sure whether that meant curiosity or aggression. I froze, she didn't. She walked closer with smooth steps, her boots leaving no trace on the ground. "Identify," she said, voice like a calm engine. I panicked, which was typical for me, and blurted the most useless introduction ever. "Hi, I'm a single." Her ears shot straight up. I could almost hear an internal alarm go off. I tried to correct myself, waving my hands like someone fighting invisible bees. "I mean I'm single as in not carrying multiple crates. One crate, just one crate, see?" I shook the box in front of me. It made a sad metallic rattle that did not help. She didn't blink. "You have declared availability." I absolutely had not, but the translator bracelet on my wrist lit up green, proudly confirming that yes, that was what I had said. "No, no, no," I stammered. "It was a joke. Humans joke. We say random things. You know, humor." I wiggled my eyebrows. For reference, no species in the galaxy considers eyebrow wiggling a diplomatic gesture. She stepped close enough for me to smell ozone clinging to her clothes. "Your declaration is binding. You presented yourself as unclaimed. I accept." She placed a hand on my arm with the firm decisiveness of someone selecting a tool from a shelf. I tried to pull back. She did not allow that. Her grip was gentle but unbreakable, like being held by a polite hydraulic press. "Wait," I said. "I think there's been a tiny misunderstanding, like microscopic, quantum level." Her ears twitched again and she tilted her head. Behind us, the outpost drones drifted in to observe, their lenses blinking in patterns that looked suspiciously like amusement. The nearest one projected a soft chime, followed by a translation bubble that read, "Congratulations on your union." I almost threw the crate at it. The alien woman, tall, calm, terrifyingly certain, guided me toward the glowing pillars. "Your statement activates the companionship protocol. You are now under my protection." She paused, then added, "and supervision, given your impulsive speech tendencies." "That's just called being human," I protested. "We say stupid things all the time." "Then you require supervision, even more urgently." The pillars hummed as she pulled me through, and my stomach lurched as the world dissolved into hard white light. When solidity returned, we stood inside a structure that didn't obey normal architecture. Walls shifted like slow liquid, adjusting their shape around us. The air tasted faintly of static. She still hadn't let go of my arm. I swallowed. "So, what's your name?" Her ears relaxed slightly. "Talira of the resonant line." She studied my face with unnerving focus. "Your name?" "Lucas," I said, trying not to sound like a man who had accidentally gotten engaged in under 40 seconds. "Lucas." She tested the syllables. "Acceptable. You will remain near me until your availability claim is fully processed and confirmed." "That's fantastic," I said, voice squeaking like old machinery. "Really great. I just small question, how long does that take?" "A few cycles." "Cycles of what?" I asked. She blinked slowly. "Time." "Right, of course." As she guided me deeper into the shifting corridors, I noticed the faint glow that seemed to follow her footsteps. Her movement, her presence, her certainty, it was all too surreal. And yet, strangely, she didn't seem dangerous. Just determined. Deeply, profoundly, cosmically determined. My brain, which had been screaming internally without pause, finally found the courage for sarcasm. "Look, Talira, Humans say I'm single all the time. It doesn't mean we're offering lifelong commitment. She considered this. Then your species communicates with structurally unsound statements. Yeah, I admitted, we really do. Her ears twitched in what I would later learn was amusement. I will adapt. That makes one of us, I muttered. A door dissolved open ahead, revealing a room full of softly pulsing devices and floating spheres that sparkled like miniature galaxies. She pointed to the center. Stand there. Will standing there stop this whole, bonding thing? No, it will begin it. I sighed. The drones behind us gave another cheerful chime, and that was the moment I realized the universe wasn't just laughing at me, it had sold tickets. Talara's ship didn't so much fly as it sang through space. The moment we stepped aboard, the floor vibrated with a low hum that felt like standing inside a giant tuning fork. She walked with confident strides, ears angled forward, while I shuffled behind her like a man being escorted to either a romantic dinner or a sentencing, possibly both. The crystalline walls shifted color with each of her steps, glowing brighter whenever her hand brushed them, as if the ship itself was wagging its tail. Your biometrics will be recorded for compatibility, she said, as if announcing the weather. I swallowed. Compatibility with what exactly? With me. I nearly choked on my own oxygen. Talara, listen. On Earth we usually date before we, synchronize our biometrics. We are currently in the initiation phase. This is equivalent. Equivalent to what? Speedrunning a relationship. She considered that. If that is a human ritual, then yes. Great, perfect. I was trapped in a cosmic bureaucracy of romance, starring me as the confused intern who didn't read the onboarding handbook. She led me into a chamber where transparent panels floated in the air like lazy jellyfish. One zipped toward me and I screamed. Talara caught it midair, gently redirecting it. They read your energy field, remain still. They bite only when threatened. Only when threatened. I plastered my arms to my sides and stood stiff as a statue. The panel drifted around my head, emitting a curious chirping sound. Talara watched with calm amusement, ears twitching ever so slightly. When the panel finished its investigation without chewing my face off, she nodded. Preliminary analysis indicates you may be compatible. That's good, I said automatically, before realizing what I'd agreed to. Wait, no, bad. Very bad, extremely astronomically bad. She tilted her head. Your vocalizations are contradictory. Welcome to humanity. We contradict everything. It's how we stay warm. She blinked slowly. Illogical. I grinned weakly. Exactly. The ship shifted with a soft pulse, and suddenly the floor beneath me moved. I flailed, grabbing the nearest stable thing, Talara. She caught me with both hands, effortlessly steadying me as the room reoriented. Gravity shift, she said. We are leaving orbit. Oh good, I gasped, still clutching her arm, because I was worried today wasn't stressful enough. Her lips curled slightly, and for the first time I realized she was trying not to laugh. She guided me toward a wide observation deck, where stars swirled across a dark canvas like spilled glitter. Her ship glided around nebulae shaped like spirals and wings, their colors reflecting across her face. She pointed at a field of drifting purple lights, ionized star spores, harmless, usually. Usually. She nodded. They only become dangerous if exposed to sudden loud noises. I froze, Talara. Yes. We are on a ship with an AI that plays romantic music whenever it thinks we're bonding. As if summoned by my panic, the ceiling speakers emitted a soft chime, followed by a slow, dramatic melody that sounded suspiciously like alien elevator jazz. I slapped a hand over my mouth. Talara's ears twitched in alarm. Remain calm, she whispered. Do not startle the spores. I tried, I truly did. But the music shifted into something dangerously close to a love ballad. The ship's lights dimmed to a rosy glow, and a holographic heart. Yes, a literal heart floated up from the floor. I snorted. It was over. I lost the battle. A tiny laugh burst out of me like a champagne cork, then another. And another. Talera froze, eyes wide, waiting for the universe to explode. But instead of going berserk, the spores outside drifted peacefully, pulsing in harmony with the ship's hum. Talera stared at me. You laughed softly. That's my new survival skill, I whispered. Stealth laughter. Her ears lifted in approval. Adaptable, strange but adaptable. She led me to a circular platform that rose into the air with a gentle swirl of energy. Now we begin the evaluation, she said. I groaned. Is this where you scan my emotions, my thoughts, my deepest fears, your hydration levels? Oh, I blinked. That's disappointingly normal. She handed me a glowing cup of something blue. Drink. Will it kill me? Only if consumed excessively. I took a cautious sip. My tongue tingled like I'd licked a battery dipped in mint. Not terrible, I admitted. She observed me as if I were a puzzle box she couldn't wait to open. You humans are unusual, fragile but stubborn, fearful but humorous, loud but entertaining. Entertaining, I repeated. Is that good? Her long ears tilted into a position I was finally beginning to recognize. Amusement. It is, she said. Somewhere deep inside the ship, the AI emitted a soft chime that sounded suspiciously like approval. And despite everything, the confusion, the protocols, the cosmic misunderstandings, I felt something shift quietly, almost imperceptibly, like a star adjusting its orbit. I wasn't sure where this journey was taking me, but for the first time, I wasn't entirely certain I wanted it to stop. The ship drifted through a river of starlight as Talera guided me toward a chamber I hadn't seen before, its entrance opening like a calm breath. My nerves buzzed with a familiar panic, but something in me had shifted. I wasn't clinging to the walls or screaming internally, not as loudly anyway. I followed her with steady steps, surprising myself more than her. The chamber inside glowed with slow-moving lights that circled us like drifting seeds. Talera stood in the center, her long ears angled with quiet focus. This is where we review the bond declaration, she said. Your statement must be clarified. Right, I murmured. The whole I'm single thing, my universe-shaking mistake. Her ears twitched in acknowledgement. Explain your true intent. I inhaled. Somehow, with her watching me so intently, the words didn't feel impossible. Humans joke because we're scared, or confused, or trying to lighten the mood. When I said it, I wasn't declaring anything. I just needed to make the moment less terrifying. Talera blinked, a slow, thoughtful motion. You feared me. Well, I said, raising one hand. In fairness, you did grab my arm like you were picking up groceries. Her ears dipped. I misunderstood your customs. And I misunderstood yours, I admitted. Honestly, we're basically two species stumbling in the dark. She considered that. Then we have something in common. A soft pulse traveled through the chamber as if the ship itself approved of our honesty. Floating lights drifted lower, forming a ring around us. I stepped closer without thinking. Talera noticed. Her ears lifted, not in surprise this time, but in something warmer. I should release you from the protocol, she said quietly. It was never my intention to keep you unwillingly. I felt an unexpected weight pressing against my chest. The thought of her simply letting me go, of leaving the crystalline hallways, the humming floors, the strange drinks, her twitching ears, felt wrong in a way I hadn't prepared for. Talera, I said, and my voice came out softer than I expected. I didn't stay because I couldn't leave. I stayed because I didn't want to run away anymore. Her eyes widened just slightly. You have changed. More like evolved through consistent panic, I said. But yeah, I guess I have. The lights pulsed brighter, forming shimmering patterns above our heads. The ship's AI chimed a low note that resonated through the floor, and a holographic panel appeared between us. Talera touched it gently. If you wish to dissolve the declaration, you need only step back. I didn't move, she noticed immediately. Her ears curved upward, almost shy. Or, she said, you may choose to reaffirm it. What happens if I reaffirm? I asked. We travel together, she said simply. We explore, we learn, we annoy each other, we grow. That last part feels like a guarantee, I murmured. It is, she said with unusual confidence. The holographic panel flickered again, waiting for my decision. I looked at Talera, this strange, stubborn, logical, surprisingly funny alien woman who had pulled me onto her ship and into her world. I thought of the panicked moments, the awkward misunderstandings, the quiet discoveries, the way her ears betrayed every emotion she tried to hide. And I stepped forward. The panel dissolved in a cascade of light, and the entire chamber brightened in response. Talera's eyes widened just a hint before soft warmth spread across her features. Then the bond is mutual. I guess it is, I said, though we're going to have to work on the vocabulary, especially the word claim. Maybe retire that one forever. I will adjust, she promised. You will teach me your humor. I snorted. That might destroy